Welcome back to Shubh the License Nerd, Day 4 of our Flexera One Masterclass. Today's topic is Hardware Asset Management, and I'm going to explain why you absolutely cannot do software licensing without mastering the hardware underneath. Here's the fundamental truth of software licensing. Almost every enterprise software product is licensed based on hardware characteristics. Microsoft Windows Server is licensed per physical core. Oracle Database is licensed per processor or named user. IBM vSphere is licensed per processor value unit or PVU. SAP is licensed per named user with hardware-based engine metrics. If your hardware data is wrong, every single compliance calculation built on top of it is wrong. In Flexera One, the hardware inventory record is your foundation. It captures the physical device specifications. How many processors does it have? How many cores per processor? What is the processor model and speed? Is hyper-threading enabled? These details directly determine your license requirements. Now let's talk about virtualization, because this is where it gets complex. In a VMware environment, you have physical hosts running ESXi and virtual machines running on top. The FlexNet agent and Flexera's inventory beacon collect the full topology. Which VMs run on which hosts? Which hosts are in which clusters? Is vMotion enabled, meaning VMs can move between hosts? This topology is critical because different publishers have different rules for virtual environments. Microsoft says you need to license all physical cores in a cluster if VMs can move freely. Oracle says if you're using VMware, you must license every physical core in the entire cluster, not just the host where the database is currently running, unless you use Oracle's own virtualization technology, OVM, or hard partitioning. IBM is more forgiving. They allow sub-capacity licensing with their PVU model, meaning you only need to license the virtual cores assigned to the VM, but only if you deploy their ILMT tool to track usage. Let me explain the Oracle core factor table. Oracle doesn't count all cores equally. They apply a multiplier called the core factor based on the processor type. Intel processors typically have a core factor of 0.5. So a server with 16 Intel cores needs only 8 Oracle processor licenses. But AMD processors might have a factor of 0.5 as well, while Spark processors have a factor of 0.25. Flexera One stores the core factor table and automatically applies the correct multiplier based on the processor model detected in your hardware inventory. Similarly, IBM's PVU table assigns a value to each processor type. A standard Intel Xeon might be worth 70 PVUs per core. A high-end Power 9 processor might be worth 120 PVUs per core. Flexera One maps your hardware inventory against IBM's PVU table to calculate your exact PVU consumption. My expert tip for today: run a hardware data quality audit before you trust any compliance report. Check for servers with missing processor information, unknown core counts, or outdated virtualization topology. In my experience, 10 to 15% of hardware records in most organizations have incomplete data. That 15% could be hiding your biggest compliance gap. Fix the hardware data first and your software compliance numbers will follow. That's it for today's deep dive on hardware asset management. Tomorrow, we cover enterprise groups and chargebacks, how to make departments accountable for their own software spend. Subscribe to Shubh the License Nerd and I'll see you tomorrow.